I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
What up, Staples? Welcome to another great episode of GMS. I'm Alexa.
And I'm Gavin. We have a great show for you today, including pieces of the radio fundraiser,
Project Lavi,
Uber Eats,
and school start times.
But first,
good morning, Staples. Gavin, wake up. It's time for school.
School starts too early.
Here's Ben with the story.
For a long time here at Staples, students have been saying that they would want to have the start times pushed back, mainly for the reason of wanting more sleep, in order to have more focus in class and be able to fully concentrate.
I'm kind of tired during classes, and I kind of just wish I had more sleep.
Do you want the school start time to be pushed back?
Yes, I do. Maybe around noon.
I think research shows that high school students, like their biological development and growth, need more sleep than they're getting. They say the average teenager needs at least 9 hours, really 9+. Right now, research is kind of supporting most adolescents get 7 hours, and that's very interrupted sleep. So, there's definitely sleep deprivation that's going on. The logistics of making that possible, I think, is what presents challenges to towns. But yeah, I think high school students would benefit greatly by a later start time.
Although students and even some faculty may want to have the start time pushed back, others, such as AP Rich Francis, feel that wouldn't greatly benefit the students and may even cause significant problems.
What is your belief on the current start times here at Staples?
I believe the current start times are just about where they should be, in line with most public schools in the state.
Do you think that the start times would be pushed back, and if so, how far could they be pushed back?
Well, I think most of us would like to start our day at 10 o'clock, but that's not really a practical thing. I think if we push our start time back, it's really going to affect after-school activities, particularly sports in the fall time when it gets dark much earlier out. So I think it would impact that. And if other schools are not on our schedule, the same schedule with us, it becomes very difficult to plan extracurricular activities such as sports. Plus, the additional factor is probably a belief that students will go to bed earlier and they'll utilize that time to sleep. But I just think the amount of allotted time will, the task at hand will expand to fill the amount of allotted time. So I don't think kids will go to bed any earlier. As a matter of fact, I think they'll go to bed later and they'll get up at the same time anyway. So I really think it's kind of a self-defeating purpose.
Although students would like to have a school start time pushed back, it would negatively affect after-school activities. For Good Morning Staples, I'm Zachary Gladstone.
Radio seems really cool.
yeah, it is. Actually, they just had a fundraiser.
Oh, really? Here's the story.
The radio station was rocking recently at the WWPT Fundraiser, with bands coming in to help raise money for the station. Being one of the few working high school radio stations in the country, the event allowed the people working at the station to bond and have fun.
Well, it's an annual thing we do every single year. We pick the date right after the new year, and we spent 2 or 3 months preparing for it. It's a fun day, and it's the one way we can get a lot of funds to help the station improve. So we look forward to it every year because everyone comes out, so it's a great bonding time.
So my job, I have a show that is happening right now, the DeBrew Chuck Tuck Show. Tune in, Saturdays 3 to 4. It's really fun. Right now, I'm just playing music. I'm organizing things. That's basically what I do.
Students say that working at WWPT is special because it offers a future career path and it allows students to meet other people who also may have the same interests.
We're a really relaxed group, and we're all really close. So, we have some kids like me who are here every day, but we have a lot of kids who just come in, once a week for an hour or whatever, not even that much, just coordinating it with their sports season. It's a good way to get out of your comfort zone, to get on the air. People do listen. We get callers, emails every show. So it's pretty popular on the airwaves, more than people think. So it's a good way to get you out of your comfort zone and get yourself out there and learn new things.
It's great because students are given an opportunity to play music on the radio, talk on the radio, and it's a weird format because, it's just your voice. So it allows you to develop that, and you get better at talking and speaking and just being able to, fill the air of this emptiness. So it's really fun.
Students say that this fundraiser isn't just for raising money for the station. It's also good to help other members of WWPT bond together. So whenever you need some music, some sports talk, or even a Staples game, tune in to 90.3 to get your fix. For Good Morning Staples, I'm Noah Tannen.
Hey, I hear the Caribbean Lit class is doing a really cool project.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it. Project Lavi. Oh, this is it actually. Yeah, it's a basketball tournament. Here's the story.
Haiti has experienced some serious trauma over the past couple of years. Staples students have been working very hard to help out as much as they can. We talked with one of the two presidents from Miss Leary's Period 3 Caribbean Lit class, Stephen Rowland, about Project Lavi and what they're trying to do to help.
The two main things that have been happening in Haiti was the earthquake a few years ago and just recently Hurricane Matthew. And the towns have been devastated, the economy's crashed, and the health has also dropped sufficiently. Example is in the town that we're working in Schattman, there's a kid who was 12 years old who was brought to the medical clinic, and he had an advanced form of cholera, and it was so severe that they had to cart him off to the hospital, and it was 4 men carrying him on a stretcher over riverbeds and rocks, and it was something that really made us realize how we should appreciate what we have, because we have ambulances and all this stuff. They had to carry this kid over 2 miles to get to some good medical clinic. Project Lavi is an organization that was started by the first semester Period 2 Caribbean Literature class, and we are now in the second semester, and we decided to continue with it. It's an organization that works with the Vassar Haiti Project, and they work in a town called Schattman in Haiti, and their main goal is to provide these people with the necessities that we take for granted. We're partnering with them because we thought they're a great organization, and we want to bring peace and all the necessities to Haiti. Right now we have tip jars set up around town at restaurants, so that if you see the Project Lavi tip jars, you can put money in there. We're going to have some type of basketball event in the field house where we'll be raising money, and I'm sure there'll be other ideas, so you can keep posted. We have our Vassar Haiti Project has an event May 4th where they'll be selling artwork. You can follow us on Instagram at Project Lavi or Facebook at Project Lavi, and you can find all the information you need about giving money or going to events. And just by doing that and keeping updated is a lot of help.
With the devastation Haiti has faced in these last couple of years, students at Staples High School are working very hard to help out. We have to be the change to make the change. For Good Morning Staples, I'm Ryan Weisgerber.
Hey Alexa, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for my Uber Eats.
Hey, that is a controversial issue here at Staples. Here's the story.
Food delivery to Staples has been a pretty controversial topic. We interviewed some students and faculty to see their take on the matter.
What do you think about the rule of not being able to order food to Staples?
Well, I know a lot of friends of mine, and that me and my friends order Uber Eats from Garden Catering and places during extended free, so I think it's a bad rule.
Me and my friends love to get Uber Eats during free, but sometimes we get in trouble for getting it, and we don't want to get in trouble.
I think we should, because the cafeterias don't have the best food, doesn't have the food that's right for the students. They should be able to order what they want.
So why is it an issue to deliver food to school?
So what we found starting in the beginning of the year was that food was getting delivered and we never knew which door it was coming through. Sometimes it would be coming through the cafeteria doors or other doors into the building. And really what we don't know is what's coming into the building, and you're asking someone that's unauthorized to come onto campus too. So overall, it's a significant security issue.
So if you had to address it with kids, what was their response?
I think that there was disappointment, certainly, because they had ordered food, and I think, everyone can appreciate, garden catering in the middle of the day, but they also understood.
Have parents had anything to say about the issue?
So I've had to call home on a couple of occasions and talk to parents just to let them know that their child allowed for a delivery to come into the building, and overall parents have been really supportive and have appreciated the rules and procedures that the school is putting in place to avoid this.
Well, it's clear why getting food delivered to Staples is such a controversial issue. From GMS, I'm Theo, Gabor.
Staples and New Canaan squaring off in a matchup of two top 10 teams in the state on Wednesday afternoon. Heck of a first quarter. Richard Magnus gets it going 47 seconds in to give New Canaan a 1-point lead, but the Wreckers would come on back in a big way. Tanner Wood makes it 1-1. A seesaw affair early. Matt Biscaglia gives New Canaan a 2-1 lead, but Max Lonergan, an underhanded rip response. It's 2-2. As time expired at the end of the third quarter, Magnus, an underhanded roller that finds the back of the net. 3-2 Rams at the end of one. Quarter number 2, Ryan O'Connell opening his scoring afternoon, puts that one home. But then the Wreckers would get things going offensively. Ziggy Halgarten off the feed from Evans in, finds the back of the net. Now Lonergan distributing, finds the Vermont commit Dobson Cooper. It's 5-5 with 2:47 to play in the second quarter, and then less than a minute later off the faceoff, Billy Hutchison, the long pole, finds Bidgood, who puts it home. Staples on top. They'd extend their lead to 7-5 at halftime after Bidgood finds Wood diving in front. Second half, more Tanner Wood, the Syracuse-bound attackman, gives Staples an 8-5 lead, and Zinn back to Bidgood, 9-5 Wreckers. That one came 8 seconds after the Wood goal, but New Canaan coming right back. Jackson Appelt and Ryan O'Connell, all of a sudden a 10-8 Wrecker lead. But then 11-8, a long run from Harris Livi finds who else? Matt Bidgood, who puts it home diving in front. 11-8, 3:51 to play in the third quarter, but then the Rams, playing New Canaan lacrosse. Jack Holzer at the end of the third quarter as time expires, 11-9, and then off a deflection, Holzer gets his own miss and puts it home. O'Connell, the opposite way, a tie game, 11-11, 9:37 to play, a brand new ball game, but the Wrecker offense not going away. Lonergan, the rifle. On the far side, it's 12-11 with 8:56 to play, and then 8 seconds later, Appelt, a response. It's 12-12. Nick Travato gives New Canaan its first lead of half number 2 with 8:29 to play. They'd extend the lead to 14-12, but Staples coming back. Bidgood makes it 14-13. And for the tie with 1:29 to play, Evans in. He's got it. So to double overtime we go after a scoreless first overtime. Graham Braden works it around, rips, and scores. New Canaan outlasts Staples 15-14 in an absolute thriller between the number 2 and number 7 teams in the state.
With the NFL draft coming up, the 3 local teams, Patriots, Jets, and Giants, are thinking about the hottest players. Here are some of the top players that they are looking at according to some Staples students. Jack Caldwell says he wants the Jets to get a good quarterback. They have not had a franchise quarterback since 1972, Joe Namath.
I'm a cursed New York Jets fan, so the highlight of my football life was losing to the Steelers in the playoffs after an 11-5 season. And my team has not had a franchise quarterback since like 1972 and Joe Namath. So yeah, I want to see a Super Bowl in my lifetime, and I want the Jets to draft a franchise quarterback. That's what we need. I don't care who it is. I want someone franchise material. If it means selling what we think is our future to get to the number 1 pick, or if it means drafting down, whatever it is, I want a franchise quarterback, not a Fitzpatrick or an aging Brett Favre or someone like that. I want a legit quarterback.
Marshall Reisnick thinks the Giants tight end Will Tye is great, and he says that Larry Donald is an okay tight end, but a good block.
So I'm a Giants fan. For the draft, I'm thinking about probably a tight end because we only have 2 second string tight ends in the moment right now. Will Tye, I love him, and Larry Donnell, who's not very great, but he's more of a catching, blocking guy. We need another blocker or someone who can come out the backfield and also get a short pass off the thing. Also, we need another linebacker to help with Casillas and help get tackles in the run game and improve the run defense. As the Giants get the #1 defense, I think, last year. It's opinionated, but I think it's true. The Brandon Marshall signing was a great signing. It's going to add a lot of depth to the wide receiver core of the Giants.
Cole Devine thinks the Giants need an offensive tackle.
Okay, so I'm a Giants fan, and I think that they should draft an offensive tackle as their first-round pick because they need to protect Eli Manning. He's an aging quarterback, and he's a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. They just signed Brandon Marshall, great signing, and with that receiving core and Eli Manning, they should be pretty good. But if he can't get protection from his offensive line, that could be an issue for them. So I think offensive tackle is a really big need for them.
Art Kelly says if the Patriots trade Malcolm Butler to the Saints, they can get a 32 or 11 pick.
So for this NFL draft, Patriots don't have a pick within the first 2 rounds, which kind of makes them irrelevant unless they end up trading Malcolm Butler to the Saints, in which case they can get the 32 or 11 pick. And then they'll probably end up taking a corner anyway with whoever is best on the board at that point. But other than that, off-season acquisitions have been really, really good.
For Good Morning Staples, I'm Caleb Berger.
Well, that's it for us today, Staples.
We'll be back next week with another great show.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Alexa.
And for all of us here,
Good morning, Staples.